Wendy in for John. After a foggy start, some clouds out there right now.
We still have a little bit of cloud cover, but we don't have the fog that was so heavy this morning. The dense advisory finally lifting at about 10 o'clock this morning. And now we're left with partly cloudy skies and some rain on the horizon. Most of those showers are starting to affect the Tampa Bay area right now, but that line is getting to be a little bit thicker out there, and there is the possibility that we'll see some of those showers heading in our direction a little bit later on this afternoon. There's about a 20% chance of rain in our forecast for later today. So as we take a look farther out into the Gulf of Mexico, you can see more and more of these showers forming. So that's more likely going to be the scenario for later today. And as you can see across the southeastern part of the country, we have plenty of cloud cover and rain showers, all associated with a cold front that's going to be making its way across our area. And we'll be talking about that in just a few minutes. Ray?
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, Wendy. Our top story, a federal judge sentenced 2 local doctors. After an undercover investigation back in 2015, the DEA raided the Gulf Shore Pain and Wellness Center, arrested doctors Fred Turner and Rosetta Canetta. The 2 now face 12 years in federal prison for conspiring to dispense and dispensing controlled substances, as well as conspiring to smuggle an alien into this country. Veterans in Northport helped mark the 76th anniversary of the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor today. After a prayer and posting of colors, Merchant Marines and World War II veteran Arthur Card shared his experiences of the attack. The event began an hour ago, but it continues with a lunch right now at Post 312 on Chancellor Boulevard in Northport. Governor Scott honored a Suncoast deputy for what he did while off duty recently. Manatee County Deputy Willie Finklia received the honors from the governor's office yesterday for heroism. Last August, the deputy was on a motorcycle ride with his wife when he saw smoke from a car on the side of Moccasin Wallow Road in Manatee County. He stopped and found the passengers trapped inside the car. While his wife called 911, he used a gun to shoot a hole in the back window so he could get the door open and save a passenger. Shortly after they escaped, the car then caught fire, and thanks to the deputy, nobody was injured. Santa Claus made a special appearance this morning to brighten the day of some young terminally ill children in Sarasota. Happening right now is the 32nd annual flight to the North Pole at the Sarasota-Bradenton International Airport. That's where about 126 terminally ill children are enjoying pony rides.
Because my parents told me I have to be responsible.
Because my first coach told me, you can do this.
Because my boss showed me how to do a good job.
Because my teacher helped me see the choices.
I'm swimming faster than I ever dreamed.
I am a valuable employee.
I discovered that I could work as an artist.
I help them and their families, so it's just nice to see the happy smiles on their faces.
And all the kids received a bag of gifts today, and their siblings got a stocking full of treats, and parents walked away with Walmart gift cards to enjoy for the holidays. Very nice. Well, more parents than usual took part in last night's Sarasota School Board meeting due to an interactive element. This was the latest in a series of digital town hall meetings broadcast live on their website, on Facebook, and on the Education Channel. Viewers could send in questions to the board, and that includes questions about safety and security, teacher salary negotiations, and academics.
It allows our viewers to interact in the medium that they're most comfortable with or is most convenient for them.
We're always trying to expand and think of different ways to engage the community and make sure we consistently have two-way communication. That's a great way to strengthen our district.
And they'll have more digital town halls in the future. The next one, in fact, is planned for this March. Still to come on your Suncoast News, it's a growing list. We'll tell you about how many are now registered to receive medical marijuana in Florida. And a new way to discourage drugs and needles in some gas stations. We'll explain.
What ensures the safety of our students?
Yeah, absolutely. The only thing I would add is that it's, the modern day equivalent.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline if you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death. You must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
Attention blood thinner users. Thousands of blood thinner users may have been exposed to serious risk by these dangerous medications. If you or a loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. Call Nightline Legal to speak with an experienced attorney for a free consultation. If we don't win, there is no fee. There are time deadlines to file a claim, so don't wait. Call right now.
Call 1-800-554-3987. Again, that's 1-800-554-3987.
And then to the north, we've got the cold front that's situated over the northern sections of Florida, and it's not moving very much at this point. It's pretty stationary right now. So we're starting to see some of these showers making their way onshore, and we have a 20% chance of rain in our forecast for later on this afternoon. And you can see these rains. You're located right out here in the Gulf of Mexico, and they're becoming a little bit more numerous, but nothing has moved onshore yet. So we're not expecting to see the rains until a little bit later on today. But as we broaden this picture out, you'll notice that we are really a mess across the southeastern part of the country. And so we're seeing the rains from Texas all the way across the Gulf Coast states, the state of Florida, and out into the Atlantic. And that's where that cold front is sitting. And behind it, there's a high pressure system here that's going to help to eventually move this front all the way through the state of Florida. But that's going to take a little bit of time. So this is what it's looking like right now. We've got the showers out here in the Gulf. Some other rains are now over the northeastern part of our state, and this is all happening along that cold front. But as the days go by, we're going to start to see this eventually make a move. It won't happen really before Saturday, before this front is through us. So during the evening hours on Friday, the overnight time period Friday, and into the morning hours of Saturday, that's when we're going to see the best chances for rain. And we're talking about a 60 to 70% chance of rain before this system finally moves on through our region. And by noontime on Saturday, we're going to start to see some clearing conditions across the panhandle of Florida, and eventual clearing will also be taking place for us during the afternoon on Saturday before this front is finally out of the picture. So we've got low pressure that's moving along the front. That's helping to trigger some of the showers that we're getting across the northern Gulf of Mexico, and which will eventually move in here. And this frontal system really is kind of stationary right now. It's just not moving very much. But over the next couple of days, that high pressure system is going to help to push it on through. We've got cold weather that's now going to start to move on in. So the warm temperatures that we're experiencing today And also tomorrow will be a thing of the past, a memory on Saturday, as we only see our temperatures climbing up into the 60s, a good 15-degree difference from where we are right now. And so what we're looking at is that the general stream, the jet stream, is moving down towards the south. That's helping to bring in that colder weather. And over the next several days, this is what we can expect to see. We've got temperatures that are going to be in the upper 70s for today, and tomorrow will be close to 80 degrees. But we have a 70% chance of showers on Friday, and then we continue with that 60% chance on Saturday as the front comes in. And notice the temperature difference from Friday to Saturday. It's going to be different, Ray.
Yeah, big change. Thank you, Wendy. A gas station chain is trying a new approach to discourage drugs and needle use in their restrooms. They're putting in blue lights to see if it makes it more difficult for people to see their veins. It's an initiative by the Sheetz gas station chain, as they say so far, it seems to be working. The number of patients in Florida's medical marijuana registry continues to rise by the day. The Office of Medical Marijuana Use says with certain legal hurdles out of the way, ID cards will be printed by mid-February. The timing from application to receipt of an ID card should not be more than 1 week. Until now, patients have complained about months-long delays in getting the cards, which are required before they can purchase marijuana products from state-sanctioned dispensaries.
It's a new industry. There are we take an initial approach of my approach as a regulator is it's educational, where we work with these MMTCs to ensure they're aware of the regulation, what the laws are, and then come down if we need to.
Nearly 60,000 Floridians are now eligible to receive medical marijuana. 60,000. Doctors are adding an average of 180 patients per day to that growing list. All right, time to switch gears and have lunch. Here is Chef Joe DiMaggio from Cafe Barbosa. Joe, what's on the menu today?
Hey, we're going to do my grandmother's eggs in purgatory today. And it's an old peasant Italian dish, and it's going to be insane.
Sounds good. Have that soon. Thank you.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
You can do something about a crime, any crime, and you can receive a reward of up to $3,000 cash. Call Crime Stoppers with information about criminal activity, unsolved crimes, drug dealers, fugitive criminals, stolen property, illegal weapons. Call 366-TIPS. You will remain anonymous. Visit SarasotaCrimeStoppers.com. Download the Crime Stoppers P3 mobile app from the Apple iTunes Store or Google Play. Call Crime Stoppers 366-TIPS. Paid for by the Attorney General's Office, Crime Stoppers Trust Fund.
Listen to this important message. If you owe money to the IRS, you will want to hear this. The IRS is cracking down on those who owe back taxes. They send out devastating letters, garnish paychecks, and even put liens on your home or business. You may have heard of it. It's called enforced compliance. Penalties and interest compound daily on your back taxes, putting you under a mountain of debt. Tax 10,000 has years of experience connecting people with tax resolution specialists who will negotiate with the IRS on your behalf. Working through the IRS Fresh Start program, they will handle all the necessary forms and can negotiate a tax settlement with the IRS. It's that simple. And if you qualify, you may end up saving thousands of dollars, finally ending your financial stress. Now is the time for a fresh start. Now is the time to call Tax 10,000. 800-699-3188. That's 800-699-3188. Call now.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
And it is time for lunch, and Joe DiMaggio. Yes, Joe DiMaggio
That's
is
right.
here. I thought you were serving up softballs here.
No, those
But
are
that's
Grandma's
meatballs.
meatballs. Yeah.
How about that? That's huge. Holy cow. So you make the best Italian, I hear.
Well, thank you.
And that's the rumor on the street.
Well, we're honored for that title. We'll accept it. We'll take it. But there's a lot of great restaurants here in town. A lot of phenomenal.
But this is just, you've got some wonderful things. You're doing something different. I've never heard of this recipe
Eggs in
before.
Purgatory. It's a minimalistic cooking, very peasant. This comes from my grandmother from Sicily, from Isolo della Femmina, the island of women.
I knew that.
Yes.
I knew that, yeah.
So what we're going to do, this is, you know, we like it spicy, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to take about 2 tablespoons of Sicilian extra virgin olive oil, but that's unfiltered. You see the color of that?
Yeah, it's a little
Cloudy.
It's cloudy. That's
so
what it is,
yeah,
right?
so it's not cleaned. It's just a first press. We add a little bit of garlic, right? A little bit of chili flakes.
Oh, wow.
Right? And this is our secret that we
There's
make.
always a secret. Isn't it fun when we share with you the secrets? That's the best part.
This is chili oil.
Oh my gosh. Now, does that make it very hot?
Spicy, yes.
Okay, very spicy.
Yes, very
All right.
spicy.
So you have to really like spice to like this dish,
Exactly.
right? Okay.
Then what we do is we'll rip a couple of leaves of basil right into the oil.
Oh, it just smells so good.
Yeah. So we like the oil to get that fragrant, you know, floral. All right?
Oh, lovely.
Then this is San Marzano tomatoes. The recipe is on the ABC, right?
Yeah, we have a website, so you'll be able to get all of this on our website. So don't worry if you're not writing fast enough. And you want to watch, because sometimes you learn a lot more just from watching.
Yes. And a little bit of salt, right? And a little bit of black pepper, freshly ground. And we let this go, but here's a trick now, is we'll take a egg, break it right into the sauce, all right? And we let the egg poach right inside the marinara.
Well, I've never heard of this.
And a little bit of salt and pepper right on top. And then we add some fresh mozzarella right inside the sauce. All right? And a little bit of the king of cheeses, Reggiano.
Oh, yeah.
All right? A little Reggiano. Now, you could do 2 things. You could just let this cook very slow, and it takes about 6 minutes.
Do you want to put a top on it?
You
or
can
leave
put
it?
a top on it and just let it go, but check on it. Or you could put it in the oven for 3 minutes at 375, right? But we cook it right on the stovetop at the restaurant. And then just to finish it, just a little more oil. Right, let it go. And then this is what it looks like, all done.
Oh, wow.
Right? And
do
then,
you eat this with garlic bread?
yeah,
and
well,
that
yeah,
type
you
of
could eat a
thing?
little focaccia.
Oh my, that
right?
sounds good too.
And you dip that right inside the egg, right? And here's one for you.
Oh, see, this is the best part of my job, you know, is that I get to try all these great new things. And so what we're going to do is I want to remind you that you can find this recipe on our website, mysuncoast.com, and go to the dishes section, and you'll be able to find this recipe and go and enjoy.
Yeah.
And Joe, I'm just going to have to enjoy this. Don't mind me, I'm going to have my mouth full.
Enjoy. We are doing everything for Christmas too. So all the catering that we do this for catering, for Christmas Eve. People are going crazy.
It's a crazy time of the year.
Crazy
isn't
time.
it?
Yes.
So we'll be right back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was awesome.
Oh, this looks wonderful.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday. And I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her so I could call and thank them. And she's doing fine. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
When you fall and cannot get up, an accident can turn into a tragedy. But with Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast.
Life Alert saves a person from a catastrophe every 10 minutes.
Life Alert is a lifesaver. If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-652-3012. That's 1-800-652-3012. Call now 1-800-652-3012. For a free brochure, call 1-800-652-3012.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
The perfect musical for the holidays is live on the Players Center stage. Packed with the big band sounds from World War II, the 1940s Radio Hour is our boogie woogie bugle boy answer to the holiday blues. Call the Players Center at 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. The Players Wild Broadway series wishes you a Merry Christmas with the 1940s Radio Hour.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Live from our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is ABC 7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. In the wake of Punta Gorda's big annual air show, profits have taken off. The 36th annual event was held in October at the Punta Gorda Airport. Research suggests the three-day event generated over $4 million, benefiting Charlotte County and its businesses. Only a quarter of the 35,000 attendees were from Charlotte County in the first place. The only full-service resort on Anna Maria is now open, and tourism experts say it could be the last of its kind built on the Key. According to a report by the Herald Tribune, the island is essentially built out. The new Marriott Waterline Marina Resort and Beach Club is in the 5000 block of Marina Drive in Holmes Beach. For the latest local and breaking news, you can download the updated version of our app. The old version of our app has expired, and iPhone users need to go to the App Store and re-download the app. Just search for WWSB or My Suncoast. Emotional reaction to President Trump's decision to recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital. Palestinians clashed with Israeli troops and protesters burned American and Israeli flags. ABC's Molly Hunter has the latest.
Middle East leaders have been warning about this for days. In Gaza and across the West Bank, violent clashes.
This is what Palestinian anger looks like over Trump's decision. Hundreds of Palestinian protesters throwing rocks, throwing Molotov cocktails at the Israeli military.
Out on the streets of Ramallah, dozens injured, according to the Palestinian Red Cross. Tear gas and rubber bullets. But the Israeli military showing some restraint, pulling back here until the clashes weakened in the afternoon. The State Department warning Israel to help the U.S. do some damage control, tempering its reaction to President Trump's announcement. The Turkish Prime Minister says the U.S. pulled the pin on a bomb. The Saudis have now condemned an impossible U.S. decision. Across the region, U.S. embassies beefing up security, while Israeli Prime Minister says even more countries are now interested in moving their embassies to Jerusalem.
Now, this is day 2 of apparently 3 days of rage. Tomorrow, though, is the big day. Tomorrow is Friday prayers, and those prayers are the biggest Muslim prayers of the week. So in those hours after, that's what we'll be watching. Molly Hunter, ABC News, Ramallah, West Bank.
Wendy, we've had such a nice stretch of weather the past few weeks, and now it is coming to an end.
But it's going to be replaced. It's going to be replaced with something I've been waiting for.
Oh, you like this?
I like the cooler.
Ah,
I
okay.
like the cooler weather. And I know that there are so many of you who don't care for the cooler weather. but it's my turn now.
Fair enough.
And I'm very happy to say that I'm waiting for the sweater weather, and I'm waiting for the boots, and I'm waiting for the jackets.
Oh, gosh.
Just for such a short period of time. I won't take a long time.
Please
with
don't.
it. No. So we've got a couple of showers located offshore, and you can see the rains over the northern part of the state. That's where the cold front is right now, and it's hung up over the northern parts of our state. But you can see some of the showers that have been forming around the Tampa Bay region just now coming onshore there. And there's a line of rain that stretches out into the Gulf of Mexico, but nothing has made its way onshore for us right now. It appears as though we may be getting some very light sprinkles that are starting to pop up around Charlotte County, over the central part of Charlotte County. But we may see these rain showers coming on through. We've got a 20% chance of rain for later on today. And as we broaden this picture out, you'll see that we've got the lion's share of this wet weather across the southeast as a cold front gets ready to bring us some very changeable weather coming up. We'll talk about that in a minute.
All right, thank you, Wendy. The House voted in favor of making concealed carry permits valid across state lines. That includes in Florida. State Agriculture Commissioner Adam Putnam says it's a historic day for law-abiding gun owners. Florida has the nation's largest concealed weapon licensing program with nearly 2 million active licenses and has reciprocity agreements now with 36 other states. The FBI is launching a civil rights investigation against the Jacksonville man arrested for allegedly planning a mass shooting against an Islamic center this week. Bernardino Bellatati was arrested last week after buying a silencer from an undercover officer. The sheriff said the investigation started when someone alerted them in October about the plot against the Islamic Center of Northeast Florida. An undercover officer contacted Bellatati and recorded conversations confirming the intention to carry out the attack.
They assured us that the person who had planned to do harm has been arrested, and that we should feel assured that he'll be put away for a while.
Bellatati told the undercover officer he owned several guns, including an AR-15 rifle. He could face more charges. The parents of the suspect in the Seminole Heights murders are refusing to answer investigators' questions about their son, and now they're going before a judge themselves. The Tampa Bay Times reports detectives wanted to question them about their son's background, his history, gun possession, and state of mind, but they have refused. The state attorney called the refusal a rarity. He says most people understand they have a duty to answer questions. Their hearing is today. The younger Donaldson faces 4 counts of first-degree murder in the Seminole Heights shooting spree. Meantime, the wife of the gunman behind the Pulse nightclub massacre will have her trial in Orlando. A federal judge denied a change of venue request. Noor Salman's lawyers asked for the trial to be moved because of what they called inherent prejudice caused by media coverage and statements by Orlando's police chief. Salman is the wife of Omar Mateen, who gunned down 49 people inside the Pulse nightclub last year. She is charged with obstruction of justice and aiding and abetting Mateen's material support to ISIS. She has pleaded not guilty. Her trial is set to begin in March. A Jacksonville area teenager accused of killing his grandmother made his first appearance in court yesterday. This is 15-year-old Logan Mott. He was flown to Florida earlier this week to face charges of second-degree murder and auto theft. Police say Mott killed his grandmother, buried her in a shallow grave in his backyard, then drove off in her car. He has been in custody since he was detained near the Canadian border. Mott's father is a lieutenant in the Corrections Division of the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. He was in the courtroom. Mott is due back in court next week for his arraignment. He's being held without bond in the Duval County Jail. A 9-year-old boy helped save his little sister's life in Southwest Florida. The 2-year-old wandered away from home at an apartment complex east of Fort Myers. It was all hands on deck to find the little girl after she disappeared and was later discovered in this deep and dangerous pond. She was missing for about 10 minutes.
My daughter disappeared. I have a 2-year-old that literally, she just walked out of my house, and we're all looking for her.
It was quick thinking that came to the rescue in this scary situation. That's why Love says it's always been best to be on guard with your little ones. No doubt about that. Well, wildfires might get worse before they get better in Southern California. Police are waiting to see if the Santa Ana winds whip up the wildfires any more than they have already. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez has more from Southern California.
The massive Thomas Fire in Ventura County spreading out of control. More than 96,000 acres now burned. The monstrous flames coming over hillsides, charring more homes near Ojai. In all, this fire already destroying more than 150 buildings.
I never seen a fire like that before.
The flames fanned by intense Santa Ana winds, gusting in some places at hurricane force.
It's dangerous out there.
Thousands of new mandatory evacuations ordered.
Blankets, my paperwork, all that stuff.
Residents taken out of this nursing home one by one as several other wildfires burn across Southern California.
Wow, look at this.
Firefighters gaining some ground on this fire in Los Angeles, burning right up along one of the busiest freeways in the country, the 405.
This is really frightening. There are a lot of homes here.
And ravaging multi-million-dollar homes.
There hasn't been a fire here since, I think, '61.
At the Creek Fire in Los Angeles County, this horse saved from a ranch where nearly 30 others died.
When they pulled him out, his stable was on fire.
And in other communities, residents returning, finding utter destruction and small signs of hope. Don Myers digging his wife Julie's wedding ring out of the rubble of their home, dropping to one knee and proposing again.
Some residents are still waiting to be allowed back in to check on their homes and their vehicles, while others who have not been forced to evacuate are being told to be ready because that could change today, depending on the winds. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Sylmar, California.
Still to come on your Suncoast News, more details about the suspect in the massive Uber hack. He's young and he lives in Florida. More on that story coming up.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help. With Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sunny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window. Do you feel safer with this or this? You'll be proud too.
Buy more, save more. Volume discounts on 4 or more windows.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-628-1251. 800-628-1251.
ABC 7, your official Florida lottery station for the Suncoast.
It looks like outside right now. We've got some blue sky, we've got some clouds, but we've got sailboats out on the bay. So it is another beautiful day, certainly warm enough to be out on the waterways. And we are looking at temperatures that are going to be climbing up into the upper 70s, maybe even 80 degrees for some locations. We also have some rain that's now starting to show up on radar just off of our coastline. And you can see that the Tampa Bay region is getting these showers right now, and it stretches all the way out into the Gulf of Mexico. In addition to that, we've got showers over the northern part of the state, but nothing's happening right here across our area. So our viewing area is quiet right now, but as we stretch this out, you'll be able to see that we've got these showers located out in the Gulf, and we've got a 20% chance of getting some of these showers through here a little bit later on today. So the rains are extending along a frontal system that moves and drapes across the northern parts of Florida and extends out into the Atlantic. And you'll notice this is where all the messy stuff is right now. So that's what's going on across the country with that high pressure system right here over the central part of the nation, and it will help to bring in this colder weather that's going to be diving down over the next couple of days. So today, though, we've got a little bit of cloud cover located out here in the Gulf. We've got some heavier showers just to the north of us around Tallahassee, partly cloudy skies for central Florida, and we do have the opportunity for a 20% chance of rain a little bit later on today. But this cold front really isn't moving very much. It's just stationary right now. It's going to be on the move, though, beginning Saturday. We'll see it through our area. And so overnight Friday and early morning Saturday, we're going to be seeing the rain moving across our region, and then it will be later in the day that it finally moves away, and we're going to start to see some clearing skies and cold weather. Yes, the cold weather is coming. So if you've been waiting for it, wanting it to happen, it is going to happen. And this is what it looks like across the nation. You can see the coldest weather is across the Great Lakes area. But all of that warm weather that we've been experiencing is finally going to recede. We've got the jet stream now impacting the eastern part of the country. So that's helping to funnel in that cold weather. And it is going to dive right down into the state of Florida. And it's going to stick around for the next couple of days. It is going to be much colder than normal, and so our temperatures normally for this time of the year are in the 70s, but we're going to see them in the 60s for daytime highs with overnight lows in the 40s and 50s. So be prepared for that. Right now, almost 80 degrees, our humidity at 72%. Excuse me, winds are picking up a little bit. They're out of the south at around 13 miles per hour. And temperatures right here across much of our area, either upper 70s, low 80s, and this is true all the way down the coastline. We're seeing Minnesota at 80 degrees right now. We had the morning fog this morning. We could see that again tomorrow morning. We are looking at winds coming in out of the southeast and then shifting around towards the south at 10 knots. Seas 1 to 2 feet with a light chop. And that's going to be taking place throughout the day today. And then tomorrow we've got mostly cloudy skies. We've got showers in our forecast as well. Temperatures will be in the upper 70s. And then as you can see, we are looking at a 70% chance of rain for Friday, a 60% during the morning hours on Saturday, then clearing, breezy, colder weather coming on through. 64 is going to feel cold, Ray, when you compare it to 80.
Yeah, it does sound cold. Thank you, Wendy, I think. A 20-year-old Florida man was responsible for a massive data breach at the ride-sharing company Uber. Uber revealed last month that hackers stole data from 57 million drivers and riders last year. Well, Reuters reports the man was paid $100,000 to delete the data. Sources say the payment was made through a program designed to reward bug hunters who report flaws in company software. One source described the hacker as a 20-year-old living with his mother in a small Florida home, helping pay bills, adding that members of Uber's security team did not want to pursue prosecution of an individual who did not appear to pose a further threat. Toys R Us executives might be getting what they want. That is a $16 million pay raise. Even though the company has filed for bankruptcy, the U.S. Bankruptcy Court approved the payouts, so 17 executives will share $16 million, which the CEO says is necessary for them to perform during the holiday season. Don't try that. The payout is not guaranteed. However, they'll only get the millions if the company hits financial targets during the holiday shopping season. Meantime, problems continue for General Electric as the troubled company looks to turn things around. GE announced today that it will cut 12,000 jobs. Those positions are in GE's electrical power division, which produces giant turbines and generators. The news comes weeks after GE said it would cut its stock dividend in half, just the second cut of its kind since the Great Depression. The GE also is looking to sell its light bulb and railroad units. The company's stock has lost 44% of its value this year, and the new CEO, John Flannery, is looking to cut costs to help GE recover. A popular dating app has turned deadly. Police in Nebraska found a body they believe belongs to a young woman who went missing after a Tinder date. The last time family and friends saw Sydney Loof was on a Snapchat as she was getting ready for a second date with a woman she met on Tinder. Now her date, Bailey Boswell, and her roommate, Aubrey Trail, are being called persons of interest by police in Nebraska. The two posted this deleted video to social media.
She asked me to drop her off at a friend's house, so I did so. I gave her my number. I haven't heard from her since.
We do believe that there is evidence of foul play.
According to research, 15% of American adults have used an online dating site or mobile dating app, and police around the country have issued security warnings to online daters after catfishing, robberies, and worse. A class action gender discrimination claim against Google has been rejected. 3 former female employees filed a lawsuit against the company back in September. They allege that women were paid less than men, assigned to lower paying jobs, and were promoted less often. But a California judge denied the class action request this week, saying the lawsuit was too broad. The women's attorneys say an updated complaint will be filed to address the company's alleged violation of the California Equal Pay Act. But Google says it owns analysis that shows there is no gender pay gap. YouTube is trying to clean up its act. In a blog post earlier this week, CEO Susan Wojcicki said that YouTube will increase the number of people working to oversee content to more than 10,000 employees next year. Google-owned YouTube has had a rough patch in the past year, with advertisers pulling out. Last month, it was forced to adopt additional screening measures on YouTube Kids after reports showed many of the videos were containing profanity and violence. Its CEO says trust and safety teams have already reviewed nearly 2 million videos for violent extremist content over the past 6 months. YouTube receives 400 hours of new videos every minute. Bitcoin is continuing to rise in value. The digital currency just hit the 14,000 mark for the first time in Asia today. Back in 2011, it was worth less than $1, and it began this year below $1,000, but by last week it shot up to over $10,000. Now Bitcoin is attracting the interest of economists. Some describe the rapidly growing currency as unstable, though, but others say it's only up from here. Stay tuned. Still to come on your Suncoast News, Taylor Swift is finally getting paid for winning that lawsuit against a former DJ that grabbed her, but he didn't send her cash or a check or Bitcoin. Details of that payment when we come back.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
During the past 10 years, Tidewell Hospice volunteers have provided more than 1 million hours of service. They sit with patients, giving caregivers a break. They work in offices. They take their furry friends on pet therapy visits. They even clown around. Every task performed by a volunteer makes a difference in the lives of our patients and their families. Join Tidewell's volunteer team. They're truly 1 in a million. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
What if you had a medical emergency away from home?
My chest hurts. I can't breathe.
What you need is Mobile Help, America's premier mobile medical alert system. Most systems only work at home, but with Mobile Help, you get help outside the home with coverage nationwide on one of the largest cellular networks at the press of a button. Call the number on your screen for a free full-color brochure. We'll send you everything you need, including this base station, the patented mobile device, and the waterproof pendant and wrist button. You can also add the fall button that automatically detects falls and signals help. Call today and receive a risk-free 30-day trial. There is no equipment to buy and no long-term contract. For a limited time, you will also receive a free emergency key box with your plan purchase. Remember, Mobile Help keeps you safe coast to coast.
Call 1-800-916-8638. That's 1-800-916-8638.
ABC 7, your official Florida lottery station for the Suncoast.
A former radio DJ who was ordered to pay a symbolic $1 to Taylor Swift for touching her backside at a photo op says he mailed her a Sacagawea coin last week. David Mueller provided a letter to the AP showing the payment was sent last month. Mueller previously told the AP he intended to use the coin featuring a prominent Native American woman as a final jab at the singer in case her side called for a win, because she called it a win for all women. Swift was among the silence breakers named as Time Magazine's Person of the Year. In a story published Wednesday, she said she hadn't received that dollar yet. Mueller had sued Swift, claiming she falsely accused him of groping her, and he sought $3 million. A federal jury ruled in her favor this past year. Retired rock legend and Sarasota County resident Dickie Betts is going to announce his decision about going back on tour, but you'll have to wait until his birthday to find out, according to the Sarasota Herald Tribune. The Allman Brothers guitarist, songwriter, and singer has been living in retirement now for the past 3 years in Sarasota. He turns 74 on December 12th. He only has 2 Grammy nominations, but Ed Sheeran is quite popular with the streaming crowd. Spotify says he is the most streamed artist of the year. Sheeran had 6.3 billion streams. He also has Spotify's biggest album of the year with Divide. That was streamed more than 3 billion times, and the top song was called Shape of You. Sheeran is followed by Drake, The Weeknd, Kendrick Lamar, and the Chainsmokers. By the way, no female acts cracked the top 5 this year. Well, our top female act is Wendy Ross right now.
There you go. And people are paying attention to what I've got to say, because we've got a cold front coming on in, and that cold front's going to bring some colder weather. But we're not going to see it for a couple of days. Take a look at this. 78 for the high today, 80 tomorrow. We pay a price, though. We've got the rain coming on in and the cold weather. I'm for it. I'm so excited.
We're split down the lines here. I'm here for 85 and sunny. Have a good afternoon, folks.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
It's the holiday sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKC Sport Utility for $269 per month, or a 2017 MKZ for $279 per month. We have a great selection of certified pre-owned Lincolns. These vehicles have warranties up to 100,000 miles and come with complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury, winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Suncoast since 1978. We are located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.